Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are talking right now with Dana Lane, SBR contributing handicapper for hockey. We're going to take a look at the NHL card for Thursday, April 7th. We've got 13 games on the card. So, Dana, thanks for being with us. We're not going to do any niceties. Let's just get right into them, although I haven't been keeping track. But Dana tells me he went 9-3 over the past two shows, which is very impressive, Dana. All right, so let's start with Detroit and Boston. One of those winners I know was when you gave us a Detroit over Philly in their last game. Great call there. They're playing very well. A win and they're in. Tuukka Rask's been up and down for Boston. Now Detroit here, though, is a dog at Boston. What do you think about taking Detroit again for a win?
Yeah, we see Mrazek is going to start tonight, and his last two outings have absolutely not been impressive at all. And like you said, Pete, I'm not a fan of the way Tuukka Rask has been all season, completely inconsistent. Neither team is very good defensively, so we're going to look to the over in this. We're getting a good line, minus $1.19, open up at minus $1.35. It's at 5. We're going with the over in this game.
Okay, and then another total that you gave us that I do remember was a winner was New Jersey. In their last game, you gave us the under, and New Jersey, of course, having all kinds of trouble scoring. They're 0-6-2 under in their last 8. 6 unders and 2 pushes over their last 8 games. And, Tampa Bay in the playoffs, but they are injury-plagued. Feels like it's got underwritten all over it again, right?
We're actually, well, it depends on Pete. I mean, can you get a 4.5 on this? We see some 4.5 popping up in this, and I have it around that 3-2, 4-2 margin. So I'm definitely looking to the over at 4.5 minus $1.30. Bishop allowed 5 goals last time out against the Islanders, and I just need to see a better effort before I'm going to go under.
Okay, and then let's talk about Toronto-Philly. Philly, they're fighting for a playoff spot. They had that awesome run of games, which put them into playoff contention, but they've lost their last 2 in a row. They need a win here. They have a big edge over Toronto. Toronto's on a back-to-back, and they lost 6 out of their last 7, so clearly Philly is the side with a huge edge here. Problem is, of course, here we go, the old massive favorite line. I'm seeing 260 all the way up to 290 market-wide. What do you have to say about that game?
We're going to knock it down just a little bit. We're going to go with Toronto plus the 1.5.
Okay.
Minus $1.30. You're getting some good value on that as it opened up at minus 55. I don't like the way Steve Mason has played as of late. And obviously, Philadelphia is not very good offensively, despite their latest run. So we're going with Toronto plus the 1.5.
Okay, and then Pitt at Washington. This is an interesting matchup, right? Pitt absolutely rolling. White, they're purple hot. Whatever the color of the hottest is, that's what they are, right? Pitt absolutely killing it, and they're an underdog here to Washington. Washington, of course, won the President's Trophy this year, but they've actually lost 2 in a row now, lost their last 2 games in a row, and Pitt is a small dog. What do you think about this matchup?
I always tend to ride the better of the 2 defensive teams in this, and I know Washington has not played as well as of late, but hopefully tonight can tie Martin Brodeur for the most wins in the single season by a goaltender. It looks like it opened at minus $1.20. It's down to $1.17 right now. So we're going to continue to ride Washington.
Okay, and then let's talk about Arizona-Nashville. This is just an interesting game from a betting perspective because Nashville, of course, here we have one of these massive favorite lines again, right? Minus 216 all the way up to minus 230 market wide. Preds, though, locked into the 7th seed in the playoffs. So officially, this game means nothing for them in terms of the standings. So is it ever justifiable to have a team locked into their playoff spot as this big of a favorite?
Yeah, not really. I mean, they are when you compare the 2 teams, certainly, but not from a betting perspective. That's why we're going to go Arizona plus 1.5 on this, minus $1.48. They have split their 2 meetings this year, so Arizona has shown the ability to beat Nashville. So we're going to go plus 1.5 with Nashville being locked into that 7th spot.
Okay, and then let's talk about St. Louis, Chicago. This is an interesting game from my perspective. From a totals perspective, it's a low total. It's a 5. The over is about 130 to 140 market wide. Both these teams, though, as the season has wound down, are starting to put up a lot of points and give up a lot of points. Both teams have had 3 big overs in a row. What do you think about St. Louis, Chicago?
We're going to ride Chicago in the first period in this, and you're getting a minus $1.06. Open up at minus $1.25, so pretty good value there. And of course, Brian Elliott, who's expected to start tonight, got hit inside his blocker yesterday on the optional skate. So let's see how that affects him. I think Chicago's ready to send a message as the playoffs ramp up, and I think this is a good spot. I think they're going to come out alive tonight.
Okay, and then let's talk about Colorado-Dallas. Dallas can clinch a top seed in the West with a win tonight and a little bit of help. Dallas does have some injuries, but we can assume that they want the win here. Colorado's been giving up a lot of goals recently, so obviously the side would be Dallas in terms of the edge. Question is, do you want to lay minus 210 all the way up to about minus 240 or 250 market wide? What do you think?
Yeah, never in that case, but I do want to get some of that under first period at minus 1.5, minus $1.03. Too many injuries, including the Sagan injury for Dallas right now. Tyler has started to skate again on a limited basis, but this was a Colorado team that I think not only on the ice but off the ice has a lot of issues. And I just don't see a very wide open first period. So we're going 1.5 under in the first period.
All right, just my note here, Colorado's been giving up a lot of goals recently, though. You still like the first period under?
Yeah, I do, and especially their power play unit has been horrific. They're like 2 for 24 in their last 10 games. I just don't think, if this goes over, it's not because Colorado's going to push it over.
Okay, and then 2 West Coast games, both very interesting, Anaheim and the Kings. Let's talk about that one first. The Pacific Division title, of course, is still up for grabs. 2 top teams here. What do you think? The line is it has what you would expect. The Kings as a very small home favorite.
Yeah, both of these teams are outstanding defensively. These games are tough, physical games. We certainly like the under in this position at plus $1.10. Opened up at minus $1.05. It is at 5, so you do risk that push. But certainly with both of these 2 teams, I don't expect the 2 of the best teams defensively to all of a sudden open it up and have a 7-goal night.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, under 5 plus 110 sounds good to me as well. And then we have Winnipeg, San Jose. This is an interesting one. Looking at this on paper, San Jose still has something to play for, but they're one of these huge favorites, right? Minus 200 all the way up to minus 230 market wide. And San Jose, the last 2 home games where they were a favorite of minus 200 or higher, they lost. And Winnipeg has been a very dangerous dog and big dog recently. They've had a bunch of games where they've either won as a significant underdog or taken the team to overtime. So basically, to just looking at these 2 teams' last 10 games, you think maybe a Winnipeg might be worth a shot as a big dog. What do you think?
Yeah, I really like the way Winnipeg has been playing. I mean, there's no quit. And watching them the other night against the Ducks, they certainly were able to match speed. And obviously, they went in and got the huge win. We're going to go with the under 5.5, minus $1.25. It's down from $1.35. Both of these teams have a propensity for unders after a win. So we think that we're getting tremendous value on the under in this game.
Okay, and then there's 4 other games we didn't touch on specifically. Islanders, Rangers, Montreal, Carolina, Florida, and Ottawa. That game means nothing. Florida's locked into their spot. And Vancouver, Calgary. Do you have anything noteworthy to say about any of those 4 games?
Well, we'll just run down what we're going to do. We're going to go Montreal over the 5, minus $1.25. Charlie Lindgren's going to get his first start tonight. Was playing for St. Cloud State not a short time ago. Islanders, Rangers, we're going to go over the Rangers, minus $1.20 in the first period. Rangers just better offensively. So that's where we're going to go on at least 2 of those.
All right, 13 games worth of great advice, as always, from Dana Lane. Thanks so much, Dana.